Hi everyone, welcome to Raise to Rise podcast, a place where we discuss bite-sized wisdom nuggets with easy-to-follow practices to live a better life. Raise to Rise podcast is supported by Ayurvedic Seva. Ayurvedic Seva is an herbal dietary supplement line set out to change the industry by dedicating the company to quality, safety, and holistic approach on making the wellness journey safe, healthy, and natural. If you want to start adding some natural herbs in your life, then head over to ayurvedicseva.com and use our promo code RAISE2RISE for 30% discount. Once again, it's ayurvedicseva.com and use our promo code RAISE2RISE for 30% discount. I am your host, Mital Patel, a parenting junkie, Ayurveda enthusiast, and an advocate of conscious living. Hello and welcome to episode 35 of Raise to Rise podcast. I am so grateful for each and every one of you to be here to listen to me and to inspire me to show up every week. I was just looking at the calendar the other day to check when is the next fasting day for me and realized that there are so many rituals and customs that have been observed in the society for years and years. And many of these rituals are followed with disciplines, which is a good thing. But what makes the more joyful and impactful these rituals is knowing the true significance of the principles behind them. And one of the concepts that I want to talk about today is Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a well-known fasting day. It's the 11th day of the moon cycle, both from the full moon, called as Poonam or Purnima, and from the new moon, called as Amas or Amavasya. And one of the reasons for these fasting for doing Ekadashi is because the planet itself is in a certain state on that day. So if we keep our body light and available, our awareness will turn inward. And the possibility of opening the door within is more on these days. And so if we have full stomach and are unaware or being dull, we won't notice it. So to stay alert and also to purify our body, the preference on the 11th day is to go without the food. And of course, if you can't go without the food, then you can have moderate portion of the food. And to moderate the intake of the food on these days is to counter the impact of the lunar system on the human body, as our body is made up of 60 to 70% of water. Now the reason is we all have seen the impact of the moon on the water in the oceans. Those high tides and the low tides are significant. And so similarly, this lunar system has similar effects and impacts on our system too. So basically, it's better to not eat. And all the time that we save from cooking and eating is set to spend wisely praying or meditating or singing spiritual songs called bhajans and just reflecting on the living values. Another aspect of the Ekadashi is that when one is on the spiritual path, people usually fall off at the slightest discomfort. So fasting is one simple way of training ourselves so that the external situations doesn't affect us when we're hungry. And instead of sleeping, we remain alert and in the activity. And when we're hungry, we still remain alert and keep our focus on the sadhanas is very important. Hence, the Ekadashis or the fastings are just so that we can increase our focus. And so the spirituality says fasting purifies the indriyas. These are the organs of actions and the organs of senses. And it also purifies our antahakaran, which is the inner self. And in turn, it all strengthens our atma, which is the consciousness or soul. And also on this day, on these fasting days, one should not allow impure thoughts of lust or anger, etc., to arise in our mind. So in reality, Ekadashi is not just a fasting, but it goes beyond just controlling what we eat. It means not spending the day watching TV or taking naps and being extra mindful about only seeing good in others. So this was the spiritual side of the Ekadashi, but even the science, even American scientist Benjamin Franklin advised the best of all medicines is rest and fasting. And it's been also said in Ayurvedic text as well. Ayurveda says fasting is the greatest medicine, and at the onset of fever, fast. So even in the Ashtanga Hridaya, Vagabhat Rishi shares the benefits of fasting as disappearance of aggravated doshas or boosting of the digestive fire, weight reduction, increased ojas, and the digestion of toxins, etc. So this is all science side of the fasting. But there are also many other benefits of Ekadashi. For example, fasting on Ekadashi is meant to reduce the fat within body, which otherwise induces more sleep and inactiveness and laziness. And it also induces the clarity of mind. So if someone feels tired while fasting, they can add actually a few drops of honey or lemon into the water, and this will remove some hunger fog. But if someone's body does not have much of capability, then that means something seriously is wrong with their system, and one should get checked out. So I hope you all give it a try. Try fasting during one of the Ekadashi and see the benefits and see how you feel, and just let me know. Thanks for listening to Raise to Rise podcast. We would absolutely love to hear your thoughts about today's episode. Please let me know you have listened to this episode and fill me with your aha moment. Share it on Instagram, tag me with hashtag Raise to Rise or at Raise to Rise, and I would love to share those to my stories and shout you out there. I would also love if you can subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It's our brand new podcast launch, and we have some bonus giveaways going on for the top raters and reviewers. Also, I would love to send you my 7-day parenting journal absolutely for free. All you gotta do is leave me a review in the iTunes store, take a screenshot, and email it over at raisetorisepodcast@gmail.com. Again, take a screenshot of the review and email me at raisetorisepodcast@gmail.com, and I will send you the 7-day parenting journal absolutely for free. Thank you so much for being the active listener of this podcast. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for raising your consciousness and rising as joyful beings.